Good afternoon, everybody. It's another episode of Intellectually Honest, unedited, uncut. We're going to get right into it. Before we get started, though, y'all go and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. That way you be notified every time I drop. Helps the channel grows, does something nice for the YouTube algorithm to get my stuff more out there, create more visibility, all that flash. Look, you know I saw the game last night. You know I got some takeaways from it. Lonzo Ball. We're going to go ahead and open up. I ain't going to mess around with it. We're going to get right into it. Lonzo Ball and the Chicago Bulls. Yes, Lonzo Ball and the Chicago Bulls. Like Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5. Rolled into Staples Center and quite literally ran Anthony Davis and the Lakers off the floor. Anthony Davis very literally was ran off the floor. We're going to get right into it. We're going to talk about it. I'm about to open up. So, I got the stats right in front of me. That way I'm being intellectually honest. I'm being factual. I'm not making up nothing. This is the definition of a statement win, if there's any definition. This is one of those games where coming off of the embarrassing, let's just call it what it is, embarrassing Warriors loss, even though they beat the Clippers, but it's the Clippers, and no matter how good the Clippers are, they're the Clippers, and in the playoffs, they're always going to be the Clippers. So we're not really concerned about the Clippers, long story short. But that embarrassing loss against the Golden State Warriors, it clearly left a bad taste in the mouth of the Bulls. They came out to LA, knocked off the Clips, but the real big fish, even though the Clippers are better right now, the Lakers are still the Lakers. And Anthony Davis is still Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook is still Russell Westbrook. They're still a threat, and the Bulls cannot come in here playing around, and they did not. So let's get into these stats. Well, first takeaway, I will say that. Let's get into these stats. DeMar DeRozan, man. Look, I think that based on what I've been seeing, I think that because I said in my previous video, or one of my previous videos, that I was starting to kind of sense some jealousy. I didn't want to use the word jealousy, but I mean, you got to call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? If it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, then it's probably Zach LaVine being jealous of DeMar DeRozan. Well, but based on what I've seen in these last 2 games or so, I think that they're starting to settle into what their roles are. And that's another benefit of having Lonzo Ball on your team. He kind of lets everybody settle in and feel good about the role that they play on the team. Zach LaVine last year was the big fish in a small pond. Obviously the Bulls was trash. They weren't even close to making the playoffs. But Zach LaVine was the big fish. He was the clear star. And this year they bring in DeMar DeRozan, who everybody was wrong about, myself included. We were wrong. I didn't think he was the worst free agent signing this season. That might have been a little bit capped, but he was definitely he definitely came with a lot of question marks. With his inability to really shoot, so we thought. He's really kind of put the league on notice and put the East on notice that, hey, outside of LeBron James, I used to run this conference. Don't forget, don't get it twisted like gravy without a biscuit. I used to run this conference. You know what I'm saying? So DeMar DeRozan, 38 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, a block, stat sheet stuffing. 65% from the field, 40% from the 3. I thought he couldn't shoot. 6 for 6 from free throws. He had a positive 17 plus minus. So an amazing game by DeMar DeRozan. Like I said, to me, I think that he's established that this is his squad. I think Zach LaVine has kind of settled into the reality that he may not be the best all-around player on the team anymore. But he's fine because him and Zoe, that chemistry is getting better and better. Zoe brings it all together. I'm telling you, it's starting to become beautiful to watch. I think as we see the season go as we see the season progress, I think the Bulls are going to get away from that slow it down half court methodical offense that they've been playing a lot so far. I think that they're going to speed it up. I think that they're gonna hold it. I think they're gonna be true to their word that they said at the beginning of the season about that Billy Donovan said about how they're gonna try to keep up with Lonzo. They want Lonzo to come there and run, and then they'll adjust and they'll keep up with Zoe. And I think you saw that last night for the first time this season, like in all its glory. And you see hopefully, yeah, we'll say that. And hopefully we see how deadly it can be if you just run with Lonzo. They got athletes, they got speed. Just run with Zoe. I promise you, he'll see you. But anyway, that's all I got to say about DeRozan. Great game by him. He's making a case for MVP. Geez, I mean, what can you say about him? We were all wrong. The mainstream media was wrong. YouTube haters were wrong. So shout out to DeRozan for proving everybody wrong. Moving on, Alex Caruso, 0. Listen, this is a good game by Alex Caruso to me. I said before, I don't know if we got people out here expecting Caruso to be some 20-point scorer, it was just the Lakers holding him back. The fact he was on LeBron's team's the reason why he ain't been Caruso's a backup point guard, man. Stop it. Like, you ruining a good thing. He's a backup point guard. He had a great game maybe not great, but a good game by my opinion. A backup point guard is just like QB number 2 in the NFL. Their job is to manage the game when the starter is out, don't mess up, get in, make sure everybody's still running the plays and staying true to the sets. Don't overblow this, man. Caruso is having a great season. He's a very impactful player on this team, but you got people out there that's just us. It's kind of corny. They really think that he's like this 17 to 20 point guy, and I'm like, chill out. But great game by Caruso, man. For the backup point guard, he's that. You couldn't ask for more. 6 points, 5 assists, 2 steals. Positive 28 in the plus minus, which is the second highest on the team in the game. So shout out to him for another great performance. Zach LaVine. We were just talking about him. Zach LaVine, another great game. This guy is like the Devin Booker of the East. He's a guy who's always been cold. He's always been a great scorer, but he hasn't had the wins. And now you get him a floor general to let him do what he does best, which is put that ball in the hoop. Zach LaVine, 26 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 45.5% from the field, 46.2% from 3, sniping. Highest plus minus on the team with 33. Amazing game from Zach. Not really much you can say about him. I'll say this though. I did not know, and I'm perfectly able to admit this. I did not know that his layup package was so advanced. I'm not gonna say it's finishing around the rim because obviously he could finish, but it was more so with the high flying ability. I didn't know. I see him do it with a lot of the Kyrie Irving, Derrick Rose, Zion Williamson distortion, body distortion in the air, you just love this. I didn't see that personally. I'm not gonna pretend like I've been watching Zach LaVine for a very long time. Not close anyway. I was very aware of Zach LaVine. Don't get it twisted like gravy without a biscuit. I was very aware of Zach LaVine, but I'm not gonna pretend like I've been tapped in like that. So that's one thing that surprised me. Tony Bradley's been filling in for Vooch, I guess. Like I said, I'm not going to judge him too harshly because kind of like that Alex Caruso thing. He's a backup. You know, it's not like I'm not expecting him to come in and be Vooch. Good game, 6 points, 9 boards. Good game by Bradley. Now, the reason why we're here, the number 1 son, Lonzo Ball, came into Staples Center, the team that drafted him, hyped him, traded him. Lonzo Ball, let's get into it. 27 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, stat sheet stuffing, 76%, 76.9%, so 77% from the field. This man took 13 shots and hit 10 of them. He only missed 3 shots. Jesus. This dude was cooking. 70% from 3. Lonzo Ball, like I said, he clearly prefers to get his points sniping. Here's a quick pop quiz for you. I bet you can't guess how many free throws Lonzo Ball had in this game. Yeah, I think this is like, what, 3 games in a row that I'm saying there's 0 free throws from Lonzo Ball. He must be going for some kind of record, but whatever. Positive 25 in the plus minus, which is great. Like the stat sheet, somehow, even though this stat line is incredible, somehow I feel like the stat line does not do it justice. Like somehow I feel like telling you that he had 27, 7, and 8, and 2 steals, 70%, all that stuff. Sometimes I feel that still doesn't do it justice to what I actually saw on the court last night. This dude, and I'm gonna use this. The bench play was DJJ has 13 points in 16 minutes is absolutely astonishing. I think he's gonna get more minutes. I think as the season wears on. Desomu, like I said, guys who played minor minutes and had minor roles, they still impacted the game. If you watched it, the stat sheet does not do it justice, even for Lonzo Ball's stat line. You can, and I'm gonna use this to segue into my first takeaway. This is the turning point game of the season for the Bulls. And they be like, yo, what you mean? They're winning already. When I say turning point, I mean like in terms of style of play. Up until last night, the Bulls have been playing kind of slower, half-court oriented. I guess like letting DeMar DeRozan cook. And whatever, it's been working for the most part. But this what you saw last night. I don't know how you see that as a team, as a coach, as fans, and go back. You don't go back to the slow, methodical play that y'all were doing. This is it. This is how this car was meant to be driven. You got to rev that thing to 9,000 RPMs and get some real power when you shifting them gears. You got to let Lonzo Ball do it, man. Like this guy, I hope everybody saw last night the potential of this team. There's no going back from this. You cannot go back. This is the style that the Bulls need to play. If it breaks down, then you fall back to the half-court set and let DeRozan ISO or let Zach LaVine ISO, throw it in the boots, let him get a post. But at every opportunity, they need to be trying to run. That's what it is. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So this is a turning point game. And that's my first takeaway. Second takeaway, y'all see the title. The Bulls absolutely, quite literally, ran the Lakers off the court. Anthony Davis very literally was ran off the court. I know y'all was watching the game, and I know he got a tech because something he said to the refs. Listen, y'all saw how that game was going. Y'all saw the score. Anthony Davis was ready for bed. He was ready for bed. He was ready to get out of there and go to sleep. Lonzo Ball, he came in there, they like, damn, y'all at the rim again? Damn, y'all at the rim again? He said, oh, y'all running. I thought y'all, man, listen. Anthony Davis was looking for an opportunity to get off that court. He said, oh, shit, my shoe came off. Oh, ref, my shoe came off. How you letting them keep playing with my shoe off, ref? Ew. You know what I'm saying? And the ref was like, get out of here, AD. AD said, shit, you don't gotta tell me twice. Jeez. AD was tired. He saw this game was out of reach. They weren't winning. They weren't gonna win. And he said, you know what, I'm not doing this. But I don't want to look like a punk either. I don't want to look like I quit. I gotta go out tough. So my shoes just came off. So yeah, quite literally the Lakers got, and listen, I know the Lakers aren't like the top. I mean, I don't know the stats on that, but I would assume they're not really the top defensive team in the league right now. But that's still, who's the Who's the Bulls' next game? Bulls next game is the Blazers. That could be an alright test. But that was still a pretty good test. I wish LeBron was playing. And I'm glad LeBron was courtside because LeBron knows how good Zoe is. And I don't really hold it against LeBron for trading him, to be honest with you, because Zoe wasn't ready yet. You gotta think, LeBron was an old guy, as an older player. He didn't have time for Zoe to grow up. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I'll say this, I bet he wished he could have kept Zoe instead of Kuzma. Kuzma, shout out to Kuzma. He's been having an alright season. Low key, and the Wizards are surprising a lot of people right now. I don't think they're gonna sustain it, but right now they are. So you gotta give them props. Anyway, back on topic. Yeah, I think this is such a display, such a dominant display of speed and athleticism, and it was such a Lonzo Ball game that it's like I really can't get across just how dominant of a performance this was for Zoe and the Bulls. I really think you guys need to go and watch the game to really get an appreciation for what I'm talking about. Like, this was a very, very dominant performance for the Bulls. So moving on to takeaway number 3. How were the mainstream media so wrong about this team, man? How was the mainstream media so wrong? Like, I'm not saying that guys like me, Flight Sports TV, Dave James, Dante, I'm not saying that all of us were all the way right, but we could at least see that they got better. You got the mainstream media, you got Stephen A. Smith, you got all these NBA experts saying that they got marginally better, saying that they're a play-in team. They didn't look like no play-in team last night. Sheesh, you had people saying that the Pacers were still gonna be better than the Bulls. Let's all laugh at that crap. Like, dog, like, how were they so? You know what that is? I'm gonna be real with you. The reason why they couldn't see how good the Bulls were gonna be, how good these moves in the offseason were, is because of the hate for Lonzo Ball. Let's get it out there. And because we've all been aware, Lonzo Ball, the disrespect, the unwarranted disrespect that this man has received since coming into the league is childish, is not professional, and it's unbelievable the level of disrespect. Like, just the fact that you got guys like Stephen A. Smith saying they wish the Pelicans had an elite point guard, when clearly you had Zoe on the team. You had the Pelicans themselves, drafting Kyra Lewis, hyping up Nickeil Alexander-Walker, all to spite Zoe. You got them going against Zion Williamson, saying that, I want Zoe to come back. Them saying, nah, we getting Zoe out of here. Like, the disrespect that this man has seen is just, it's insane to me. And that's why this team was doubted so unfair. They were criticized so unfairly before the season started. Like that, and you got people who, it's almost like the last 2 seasons in New Orleans didn't even exist. The seasons where Zoe shot almost 38%, 39% from 3 didn't even exist, because you got people who are still surprised that he can shoot. Like, the man he's been an elite shooter from deep for a couple years now. I don't know whether that says more about the mainstream media being haters or New Orleans Pelicans being irrelevant. Probably half and half. But that's my theory as to why I think this team just had to suffer with the hate that Zoe gets. Because there's no way you would, like, guys if you've been watching basketball for a long time, there's no way you look at this roster and with a straight ass face say that they're going to be a play-in tournament. You just don't, it's just no way. So that's that. Like I said, I'm not going to let this video go on too much longer. That's about it. Oh, I got one more takeaway. Bonus content, if you will. Yeah, you get bonus content today. I got one more takeaway. My 4th takeaway is Lonzo Ball. And I'm a Celtics fan. Lonzo Ball This might seem kind of random, and it's not really a takeaway. It's more like a take. Lonzo Ball is better than Jason Tatum. Feel free to argue that in the comments with me. Lonzo Ball is better than Jason Tatum. I'm a Celtics. If you told me right now we were trading Jason Tatum for Lonzo Ball straight up, I would say do it now. Tatum, I don't know what's gotten into him. I don't know if it was the whole COVID thing. I don't know if it was training with Kobe and now he think he Kobe, but he ain't Kobe. He just doesn't look like a winning player. He looks more T-Mac than Tracy. He looks more Tracy McGrady than Kobe. Like he looks nice. It's a nice game to look at. It's a beautiful game to step back. But we're losing. We got Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, Al Horford, Rod Williams. We should not be losing the way we're losing, and it's getting embarrassing. I'm gonna make another. I think I'm gonna make a video about the Celtics later on. Finally, I know I've been kind of neglecting my guys, my Celtics, but it's been hard for me to watch them, and I think that Lonzo Ball is starting to show. Like my guy Flight Sports been saying, it's a lot of guys in that draft that have been getting a pass because of the attention that Lonzo Ball attracts. There's a lot of guys in that 2017 draft that kind of been getting a pass. Josh Jackson, Markelle Fultz, Dennis Smith Jr. It's a lot of guys been getting a pass because of the hate that Lonzo Ball gets. But I think as the smoke is starting to settle, and as those players in that draft are starting to mature and round out, I think you're starting to see that it's really just a 3-player race in that draft. You being really, really real, it's really just a 3-player race. And that's Lonzo Ball, Donovan Mitchell, and Bam Adebayo. I mean, what's De'Aaron Fox doing down there in Sacramento? Losing. What's Tatum doing out there in Boston with no excuse to be doing it? Losing. Like, Lonzo Ball goes to a team that's about something, a team that believes in them, and what are they doing? Dominating. Bam Adebayo, dominating. Donovan Mitchell, he already dominating. It's really just a 3-player race. If you tell me I'm lying. Lonzo Ball is a top 3 player in that draft. Like, the hate that this man has received is ridiculous. But anywho, like I said, I really can't get across just how dominant of a display that was last night. And I hope you guys, if you have League Pass, I hope you guys do yourselves a great favor and please go back and check out that game in its entirety just to see what I'm saying. I don't see how they go back from this. I think this is a statement win. I think this is a crucial game in Lonzo Ball's development into like the floor general that we know he is. And yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna let y'all go. This is another episode of Intellectually Honest. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. That way you be notified whenever I drop. It does, helps me out in the YouTube algorithm to create more visibility for my channel. I really appreciate that. I'm trying to get to 300 subscribers now. And like I said, I'm still thankful for every last one of the 227 that I have. And I hope that we keep growing. So I'll catch y'all in the next video, and I'm out of here.